Hello and welcome back to Shift Survival. We are into episode 11, and just now Abhi and his crew have fled the camp, the settlement, the one place they called safe haven, but didn't feel safe to Abhi. SK and his men are definitely going to do something about this, and Abhi very well in his mind knows this. Let's see where the next episode takes us. Ashes and embers. Here we go. The truck rattled along a broken highway, the horizon painted in fading shades of orange. The air smelled faintly of burnt rubber and damp soil, a reminder of roads that hadn't been maintained in weeks. Kriti kept her hands on the wheel, guiding the pickup with a rare seriousness, while Abhi's motorbike roared ahead like a vanguard, his figure silhouetted against the setting sun. Inside the truck bed, RV was sprawled on a pile of tarps and crates, tossing a small fireball up and down like it was a juggling act. Kriti shot him a glare through the rear view mirror. "You're going to set the whole truck on fire if you don't quit it." RV smirked. "Relax. I'm in control. Master of flame, wielder of destruction, destroyer of truck beds." Kriti cut in. Tanya sitting quietly in the corner, letting out the smallest laugh. It vanished quickly, swallowed by her habit of shrinking back into the silence. She conjured one of her blades, thin, translucent, almost like a glass, and twirled it between her fingers. The edges glinted faintly, humming with restrained power. For a fleeting moment, there was lightness in the group, but Abhi wasn't laughing. From his seat on the bike, his head swiveled side to side, scanning tree lines and broken overpasses with a sharpness that allowed no ease. By midday, they stopped at an abandoned farmhouse. The roof sagged inward, weeds split the concrete steps, and vines clawed up rusted metal fences. It wasn't safe, not truly, but it was open enough that nothing could sneak close without being seen. Ritik killed the engine. The world went still. RV was the first out, stretching his arms wide. "Finally! Fresh air that doesn't taste like exhaust." He spotted a rusted scythe leaning against the farmhouse wall and picked it up, swinging it theatrically. "Behold! RV the Ripper, Slayer of..." Kriti tossed him a look so sharp it could have cut the vines at her feet. "You're going to slice your own arm off if you keep playing." RV's grin widened. "Then at least I'll die dramatically." Tanya smirked faintly again, but her gaze drifted toward Abhi. He stood apart from them, katana resting against his hip, surveying the tree line with that ever-present intensity. "You ever switch off, big bro?" RV finally snapped. Abhi didn't turn. "Switching off gets you killed." "No," RV shot back. "Switching off keeps you human." The words hung heavy. Kriti's brow furrowed, sensing the old tension bubbling again. Tanya froze, her conjured blade flickering out. Abhi's gaze hardened. "You think this world cares about humanity? You saw SK. You saw Tesh. The monsters outside don't wait for you to laugh or breathe. Moment we let our guard down, we'll be dead. Gone." Harvey clenched his fists. "You think we are just useless baggage?" You think you're the only one with scars? Come on, big bro. I was just I was just lightening the mood. Kriti stepped between them, sharp as ever. Enough, both of you. We can't fight among ourselves. Just got out of one. The silence that followed was thick. Abhi turned away, stalking towards the far edge of the field. He muttered low, almost to himself. I'll keep watch. Later, when the others repacked supplies, Tanya approached him. You're not wrong, she whispered. But you're not right either. Abhi finally looked at her. And what am I then? She held his gaze, the faint tremor in her voice betraying her courage. A shield that doesn't know when to let others stand beside it. Her words lingered. For the first time, Abhi's shoulders eased. Just slightly. Tanya didn't push further, but something unspoken passed between them. As they moved ahead, a lingering feeling kept Abhi at bay. Where can we be safe? Is there any place left to rest? SK and his men are going to pursue them and hunt them down. There's absolutely no guarantee that they will negotiate, especially with what happened. Kriti murmured to herself. Why do you have to burden yourself so much? I'm here to share it. Did you say something? Arvi questioned. Nothing. Just a random thought. Are you done packing? Yeah. What about you, Big Sis Tanya? Gazing towards the horizon. Yes, I am also done here. Almost as if she was lost in her own trail of thoughts. By nightfall, they spotted something in distance. Steel gates loomed ahead, crowned by searchlights and manned watchtowers. Unlike the chaotic settlement they had fled, this place had order. Soldiers moved in crisp formations. Sandbags and barricades lined the perimeter. The faint hum of generators filled the air, powering lights that burned defiantly against the darkness. At the gate stood Lieutenant Rajveer. His presence radiated authority without arrogance, calm but commanding. His uniform was marked by scars of battle, his hands briefly shimmering into blades of steel before returning to flesh. His face unreadable. Abhi halted right in front of the gate, followed by the pickup behind him. They both stared down as Abhi parked his bike and stepped ahead. Welcome to Camp Trident, he said, voice steady. Glad to have you here. Without asking us who we are, where we are from, Abhi with a quick jab. Behind him, 3 others stood out immediately. Major Shaurya, tall and broad shouldered, twirling a water whip between his hands like it was second nature. His grin was playful, his eyes sharp. Flight Lieutenant Dave, lean and dashing, faint wings shimmering faintly at his back. He offered a salute that was half military, half charming showmanship. Captain Jay, quiet, his sniper slung across his shoulder, eyes unfocused. Not because he wasn't paying attention, but because they were fixed far off into the distance. As though watching something no one could see. We can discuss inside, Mr. Abhimanyu. Great, Abhimanyu. Follow us. Rajvi turned and marched ahead. The gates opened, and for the first time in weeks, Abhi and his crew felt the faint pull of safety. It was almost comforting. Later that night, firelit flickered across faces, soldiers and survivors alike. Shaurya cracked jokes, RV fired back with quips, and Dave boasted about a near miss flight against a winged creature that left even Kriti intrigued. Tanya sat close to the flames, her shoulders no longer hunched, her gaze occasionally flicking toward Abhi. But Abhi sat apart, the shadows of the fire deepening the sharp lines of his face. His katana lay across his knees, his eyes fixed on the flames, but lost far beyond them. Rajveer joined him, lowering himself onto a log. He studied Abhi for a long moment before speaking. You carry yourself like a soldier, Rajveer said quietly. But your eyes, they are the eyes of a killer. Around the fire, conversation dipped. Even Shaurya's grin faltered. Abhi's jaw tightened. He didn't answer. Rajveer's tone softened. That's not condemn. It's truth. A man doesn't look like that unless he's seen hell and survived it. Abhi finally spoke, his voice rough. I saw what people become when they think power makes them God. SK, Tash, settlement. His eyes flicked briefly towards Tanya, who dropped her gaze. The worst monsters aren't out there. They are us. The words settled heavy in the night air, and then quietly, Jai spoke for the first time. His eyes remained fixed onto the distant darkness. You are right. He tilted his head, gaze unwavering. I saw it from the tower. The guy with the lasers. How he led her into the trees. How you stopped him. Abhi froze, his blood running cold. Tanya's hand clenched into a fist at her side, but Jay's voice was calm, almost detached. You did what had to be done. No shame about it. We are all soldiers here. The fire popped. For a moment, the silence was deafening. Then Shaurya broke it with a clap to his knee. Well, guess we have all got ghosts. The difference is whether we let them haunt us or fight beside us. Rajveer nodded. Exactly. And here, we fight together. His gaze lingered on Abhi. You don't have to carry this burden alone anymore. We understand. Trust me, kid. We have seen far worse. For the first time in a while, what felt like forever, Abhi wasn't being judged, he was being acknowledged, respected. But deep inside, as he looked into the fire, Abhi knew the truth. He might never stop being the monster among them. The fire lit danced in restless patterns, throwing long shadows across the camp. Tanya's quiet voice drifted just loud enough for Abhi, her words sinking deeper than the flames could burn. You think you are the monster, she whispered, eyes steady. But to me, you are the only reason I'm still here. I'm safe. Abhi's jaw tightened, but something in his eyes flickered. Something softer, something tired. Tanya leaned just slightly against him. The brush of her shoulder deliberate, her hand grazing his for the briefest moment. From across the fire, Kriti froze. She didn't even realize she had stopped mid conversation with Shaurya until he gave her a questioning look. She forced a laugh, brushing it off, but her gaze kept sliding back to the sight of Tanya beside Abhi. Tanya, broken, rescued, clinging to the one person Kriti had always thought of as hers, in a way no one else could ever understand. Childhood memories flared. Muddy gardens, rooftop under monsoon skies, secret jokes no one else ever got. Abhi had always been her anchor, the constant presence she could lean on, even when Rahul had tried to take that place. And now? Now, Tanya was sliding into that space with ease, with firelight catching the quiet bond growing in front of everyone's eyes. Kriti swallowed hard, forcing her eyes away, but the knot in her chest didn't loosen. Arvi noticed too, though for different reasons. His grin faltered as he tilted his head, watching the silent closeness forming between Abhi and Tanya. Huh, he muttered under his breath. That's new. Rajveer, ever observant, caught the tension but said nothing. His eyes lingered on Abhi, then on Kriti, measuring, calculating, as though noting yet another layer in the fragile dynamic of this mismatched group. The fire crackled on, laughter and banter resuming in pockets, but under it all ran a quiet shift, an invisible line drawn between old bonds and the new ones. Abhi didn't move away. Kriti didn't smile again that night, and Tanya, for the first time, allowed herself to lean closer to someone without fear. With that, we come to an end of episode 11, Ashes and Embers. Hope you enjoyed it. And now the story is taking another turn. There is a quiet tension building between Tanya, Abhi, and Kriti. Where is this tension going to take us? How is it going to affect the group? How is it going to affect the new camp that they have entered? And what are the implications of this new soldier camp that is there? I mean, they are all military guys, trained, disciplined, very, very unbothered by what is happening in the world. They have kind of been okay with the things around. And with them knowing what Abhi has already done, puts in a new perspective of what his actions are going to cause next. What will happen when SK learns where they are? Is he going to pursue them? We still don't know where he is or what he is doing. But as it stands, Abhi and his crew might have found a very good safe space for now. But you never know what's next. Until next time, see you, peace out, enjoy your life.